Hi everyone, this is James from Info Direct Group YouTube channel. I have a short update for Rapture. The Ark is sailing soon. I'm recording this video January the 8th, 2025. I'll begin. Now I want to show you a few things that could be possible connections that is really pointing at this time period here. I feel the possible event of the rapture happening and Jacob's trouble or the tribulation starting. But, this is speculation. I do not know if it's going to happen, but I want to show you what I found, okay? Now, if you count from Hanukkah, the days from Hanukkah, the 5th of January would be 3 days from Hanukkah, and I continued that pattern. Okay, January the 6th would be 4 days from Hanukkah, the 7th would be 5 days from Hanukkah, the 8th, 6 days, and then January the 9th, 7 days, and then the 10th of January, 8 days, the 11th of January, 10 days, and then the 12th of January, 11 days. Now, I'm going to actually start here. If you take a look at this, I showed this a few times in my other videos. And this is from my matrix, one of my quotes. Now, about 3 months ago, I felt the Lord wanted me to put 19 and 11 here. It's also like an equal sign, could be also. And if you take a look at this. This is 19 days. If you count from Hanukkah, the days after, like if there was more than 8 days of Hanukkah, you continue from the 8th and then the 9th, you continue the pattern, then this would be 19 days. Well, that is exactly what this ends up, 19 and 11 right here. So the Lord is out of our time dimension, but he can also come in our time dimension. So this is how this is possible. The Lord already knew this was going to happen, and then I would lay this out the way I have, and this lines up perfectly. So I just want to minimize that. So, but here's the thing. It strengthens even more this time period. I'm going to show you why. Now, if you take a look, we have 7 and 8 right here. Now this is I believe it is a prophecy that was in Esther, because there was a Bible code in Esther it was like a dual fulfillment. There was 10 Nazis executed for their war crimes connected with the Holocaust. And in the book of Esther, there were 10 sons of Haman that were hanged also. And we had the date, okay, in the Bible, okay, when this execution happened. So you have 78 years, 2 months, and 16 days. And right here, you have 9/16 or 9/16 right here, or also 9/16 right here. And I feel this is what the Holy Spirit instructed me to do. Okay, so you have alignment right here. And then, now this is the Revelation 12 sign. We believe the Revelation 12 sign happened September 23rd, 2017, again to January 8th, 2025. And you break it down further, it's 7 years, 3 months, and 16 days. Again, I mentioned this just like John 3:16. And the Lord mentioned that to me. It could be like John 3:16 and also Purim, like 4:16. Esther 4:16. And then if you break it down further, you got 87 months and 16 days. Well, right here you have like 8 and 7 right here, or 8 and 7 right here. So it's incredible how this is lining up. And then the Revelation 12 sign, it was the 9th month. Okay, now now the Lord woke me up it was around 3:40 or something like that in the morning, and I couldn't get back to sleep. And the Lord, I felt, wanted me to look further, to go deeper and even wider and even multi-directional. Okay, and that's what I did. So let me show you. Again, this pattern here with Matthew chapter 11 verses 19. Just want to show you this here. Now you can see right here, 1911 right here. And I just noticed this, you got the last three in the Julian calendar, you have 88, and that's actually going to be quite important. I'm going to show you something with that number. But Matthew chapter 11 verses 19, the Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man gluttonous and a wine bibber. Could you imagine calling somebody a wine bibber? It sounds really funny, but anyway, let me continue. A friend of publicans and sinners, but wisdom is justified of her children. Now, this could link to maybe the wedding in Cana, possibly, or some kind of celebration. You know, the Jews, the religious Jews, you know, that accuse the Lord of you know, these different things. You know, that's the problem with religious people, is they're self-righteous. They want to be self-righteous, compare themselves to everybody else, and they believe that they're going to win over God by their self-righteous, which is not going to happen. You know, it's according to the Word of God, the plan of salvation laid out in the Bible. But unfortunately, you know, that is the case today still, not only in Israel and, you know, many other religions and denominations, but, you know, God has a plan. So, but anyway, 11, it's pretty interesting how this 11:19, and we have wine bibber. You know, I've been talking a lot about the wedding in Cana. I felt the Lord wanted me to show that multiple times in different videos I have. But this is the point I really want to make. Son of Man. Now, I was looking at this. Now, how would the Lord, okay, represent these numbers here in a different way, but yet be about the same? Okay. So I got looking at this. January the 6th. Okay, that was on the second day of the week. So that, if you put the two together, that's 26. But even if we forget the 2, okay, 6 is man's number. And Jesus is the Son of God. And he's also referred to as the Son of Man, uppercase. So if the Lord, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but if you count just like here, so you imagine this is 26, or even if it's 6, you add 3, so it'll be 7, 8, 9, around this area. Okay? You know, it might fall into the 10th. And you also have a 9 here too. So, but that is possible. You know, that is definitely possible. And we also have Matthew chapter 12, verses 8. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. Okay. Okay, this would be the Sabbath right here. That's why I put the 7th day. And that's 10 days from Hanukkah. That's the 11th of January. And then if you continued from Hanukkah, the days after, counting from the day after Hanukkah, would be 18 days. But I'm more interested in the Gregorian date, the date according to the Torah calendar, and then from Hanukkah. I feel the Lord wanted me to. But these numbers are important too, because you're going to see how it all comes together. And then Matthew chapter 12, verses 40. For as Jonas was 3 days, or Jonah, and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man, there you see the uppercase, Son of Man, be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. So again, this could represent, and not only that, it's the second day of the week. Now, Jesus Christ is the second person in the Holy Trinity. And then we have the first here. So that is possible that the resurrection day, could happen on the 9th. And you see, we have a golden spiral right around the 9. Again, it could be another way the Lord is hinting for something significant to happen. And that also would be in alignment with this. You have YHWH. The Lord told me not to put a 1 over the Y, and put 1 over H for the God the Father, and then 2 over the W for God the Son, and then 3 over the H for the Holy Spirit. Now, if we use that same pattern, you've got, again, you'd have 1, 2, 3, or maybe 1, 2, 3, or, well, depending on which way you want to count this. But it could fall 1, 2, 3 even, maybe on the 10th. But I wanted to show you that. I think there's something possibly there. But how the Revelation 12 sign, and also this code in Esther, the book of Esther, and the Lord told me it would be like Purim. And then John 3:16, he kept on wanting me to include John 3:16. There's a reason for that, and also talk about God's golden spiral. So, I really believe that we're close. But let me show you something here. Now right here you have 9:16. Again, how I figured this 16, 16 means love. Now Hanukkah ended on either the 1st or 2nd. I don't know how they're counting it, because there's only 8 days in Hanukkah. I figure it's the 1st, but if you go from the 2nd, you're looking around, this would be the 16th. But in this period anyway, for sure, we're looking at 16 if they're talking from the end of the day. Okay, you see how you have January 10th, the 11th. Okay, so depending on sun up and sundown, could fall. But anyway, so that's how I figured that out. But you have 9:16 right there. And it also lines up with what I've been talking about this pattern here. Because the Son of Man, Jesus Christ is the Son of Man, uppercase, the Son of God. Now, I want to read this verse. Now, Exodus, actually, before we read it, Exodus chapter 9, verses 16. And we got a perfect alignment right here, or like a perfect connection. And what I did was I took a look at Exodus. I looked in simple gematria, and the result is 88. Now, Exodus also means, like a departure, right? So that's significant in itself. But you have a lot of 8s here. You got 8, 8, 8 right here. Okay? And that would add another 8. So that would be 888. For sure, you have 888. If you add, if you add the 2 8s here. Now, 3 8s, the biblical meaning to 888 is the first resurrection. And in Latin, the number value, if you add the values for Jesus in Latin, the result is 888. You cannot make this up, that all this would line up like this in this area. And actually, before I share that verse, Again, you have the 9/11 here. In multiple places, you got 9/11. So let me go back there. Once you have the 9/11, a number of spots. 9/11, 9/11, 9, 9/11. You have a 9 here, but that is absolutely amazing. Oh, I was going to show you one other thing here. Actually, two other things. But you have 9/11 here. This is the second part of my matrix. You got an SOS. Okay. And right here, the Lord wanted me to put this verse here. And I was baptized September the 16th. And there's a whole backstory to this. Okay. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I've mentioned it many times on other videos. But it was something was like a spur of the moment. Like it was just like it was planned in advance. So it was like the pastor was waiting for me to ask him, even though I didn't even really know him. And it was, a fall camping, which I never do. Well, it was one of the first times we ever fall camped. So it was very unique. It was a rebaptism. I was baptized as an infant. But when I got born again, the Lord really wanted me to get rebaptized. And besides a public declaration that I was declaring that I'm a Christian, okay, in front of church, well, there wasn't really many there that attended. It was actually in a small lake, and there was a few people on the beach. But and then my wife and daughter and my father and mother-in-law. But the thing is, you don't have to be baptized to be saved. But it is. I highly recommend that you do if you haven't been baptized. But again, just like a thief on the cross, he asked Jesus if he could be with him or remember him, and Jesus said he'd remember him and he'd be in heaven. I'm paraphrasing, but that was a promise from Jesus. And that thief, we can't assume that he was baptized. Okay, no works was going to get him into heaven without Jesus. So he didn't have time to be a good person or get baptized or anything else. And you can't assume that he was. But being baptized doesn't mean you're born again. It's not by works. Read Ephesians chapter 2 verses 8 through 9. But this is the reason why I feel the Lord wanted me to do it at that particular date, September the 16th of 2018. So that is a brief backstory of what happened. So let me continue. So just like the day I was baptized, September the 16th of 2018, you also have 18 right here also. But anyway, you have 9/16 right here in this pattern. So it could be a possible connection. And I feel the Lord wants me to read Exodus chapter 9 verses 16. And in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up, for to shew in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. And again, Exodus in simple gematria is 88, and right here we have another 8. If you add the 3 together, you have 888. Biblical meaning linked to 888 is the first resurrection, and Jesus in Latin, the letter value equals 888. This was all planned. Now, my name, I feel the Lord wants me to mention his names, titles, tetragrammaton number again. Yahweh, YHWH is his tetragrammaton. Jehovah, I am, the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. Jesus Christ, Yeshua, and his number is 26. He is the Almighty, and there is no one greater. In Isaiah chapter 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. is the Lord declaring the end from the beginning in this video? That might be the last time I asked or posed that question. So let me go back. Now this is the 4th version of my watch, and I updated this October 2023. And right here it looks like a nuclear missile going off here. And you also have, it looks like either an arrow or a dart. And you have a 9, you have in a cross right, you have 3, you have 16. So again, that is in alignment what we're looking at. And then you have 3 going into 5. Again, that seems to be relevant. And then you have 18, 19, 20, 21. And then you have John 3:16, you have Isaiah. So it really, look at 9:16, and you have 4 there too. And then 74 right here. And then you have 6 and 6, which you have that pattern too. I'll get this one out of the way. You have 6 and 6. So again, another possible witness pointing to this time period. But again, time will tell. I just want to show you this. So thank you so much for watching. God bless you. I love you all. Now, after I recorded that first video, I decided I should have put a recap, and that's what I'm doing now. And while I was doing that, I did a little bit more research, and I found something that's, again, an incredible connection, I believe, to what we're looking at, the dates that we're looking at. Now, if you take a look here, now, there was a very important point that I did not mention, again, was the Ark of the Covenant. Ron Wyatt claimed that he found the Ark of the Covenant January the 6th of 1982. And there is a lot of evidence that points to this, okay? And I really absolutely believe that he found it. And it's at God's timing, though, when it's going to be revealed. But right here, look at this. I did January 6, 1982 to January the 9th, 2025. So right here. But right here, okay, January the 6th of 2025, it's 15,709 days. But take a look at this. It was found on a Wednesday. And look right here. This is 4 days from Hanukkah. This is the 6th day of January. And also we're looking at Thursday. Okay, so you have a 6, like you have a 4-6 pattern right here. And then 1 for January, and also the Torah calendar says it's the 11th month if you add those two together. So just amazing. But not only that, you have 43 here, and then you have the 3 also. You have 3 here. But let me go back to this other slide I showed in my last video. Now I've seen this 43 pattern here. Right here you've got 4 and 3 right here, and that is January 8th, 2025 to the anniversary of the Kaduri Prophecy. And then also when I received the 2 matrices back May 25th, 2021 to January the 8th, 2025. And again, you have a 3 and 4 pattern. And also 43 months. So even if it was the 9th, it'd still be 43 months. So again, you see that 43. So I do not think that is a coincidence. Absolutely, I do not think that is a coincidence. So that was one point, or a couple points I wanted to make here. Now, if you take a look at the Kaduri Prophecy, now there's a couple parts to that prophecy. Now, January 28th, 2007 is when the letter was opened, and it revealed with the acrostic to the followers of Kaduri that Jesus Christ, or Yeshua, is the Messiah. Okay, but look at the numbers here: 6,556 days, the result. But look at when you break it down further, it's 17 years, 11 months, and 12 days. Well, 17 means victory. And if you count from the 11th, okay, now the significance of the 11th of January is this is the second part of this prophecy, the Kaduri Prophecy, is Ariel Sharon, okay, was part of it, that the Messiah would not come till after Ariel Sharon died, okay, and he was actually in a coma for 8 years before he died, and the Lord, he waited until the right date, so this would all line up. Now, if you take January 11th, to the anniversary of the Kaduri Prophecy, so January 28th, 2025, that's 17 days. Just like right here, you got 17 years. So 17 means victory. And we're seeing 17 also right here on the 10th of January. Now, this could be marking maybe the tribulation, Jacob's trouble starting, possibly, the 11th, because 11 means chaos. Okay. Now, if you take a look at January the 9th, that's only 2 days. That's only 2 days from the 11th. And see, this 9 is highlighted. It's got a golden spiral. It kind of points to it, or at least it has possibly more significance. And if you add that to, like the 2 days, that'd be like 29. So, you know, I think that's incredible. But now it's, you know, it's just amazing how this is all pointing to this time period. So I think I've got everything covered now that I wanted to cover. But again, you have the anniversary of the Ark of the Covenant supposedly found on January the 6th. And then the 11th, Ariel Sharon, that's when he passed away. And again, it's connected with the Kaduri Prophecy, which is January 28th. 2025 is the anniversary. And again, you look at the numbers too. You got 11. And, okay, you have 11 months, 12 days. And right in here, you know, it's, you know, this is the 11th day of the month, but still the numbers are matching up. Now, I was just going to end the video and I noticed something else. Now, take a look at this. Right here, you have January the 6th and January 9th. You have 6-9 right here. You have 6-9 right here. Okay, if you were to use the same 9. And so right there, you have 6, again, 6 and 9 right here. And then look at this. You have 1-9-82 this way. And then, but look at this. The last 3 numbers on the January the 6th, the anniversary of Ron Wyatt supposedly finding the Ark of the Covenant, which I absolutely believe he did, you have 682, the last 3 numbers. And right here, that was found, he said January the 6th of 1982. So you have 6, you have 8, and you have 2 right here. And then you have 19 right up here. And then you have the 9, like I said, right here. And then you could even find 25 right here, or 25 here. You know, there's just no way that this has come together like this. There's absolutely no way. And then even the 43, you got 4 and 3 here. You got 4 and 3 here. 516 right here. You've got, you know, again, you have the 5. You know, there's just no way that, you know, all these numbers seem to be lining up in this area, you know, which, you know, is not random. And I mentioned on the other videos the significance of the Ark of the Covenant. The precious blood of Jesus Christ fell on the Ark of the Covenant and sealed the new covenant in his blood. So you can see why the Lord would have a connection here with the Ark of the Covenant and all these dates and all these events happening, this would prove his power and his hands behind the scenes, doing this and having, this event happen, the Ark of the Covenant found, also certain, people born and dying at a certain time. And there's just so many things that, for this to happen is incredible. It's mind-boggling. And it's certainly not possible by a human. It had to be God, and the only true God, the only true living God, and the most powerful. That's Yahweh, the great I am, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Jehovah, the Alpha and Omega. So I'm going to end the video here. God bless you. I love y'all.